Jaya Radha Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षड गोस्वामी वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जगन्नाथ पुरी धाम की मथुरा धाम की जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की श्री श्री निताई गौर सुंदर की श्री श्री प्रहलाद नरसिंहदेव भगवान की श्री श्री राधा माधव की श्री कृष्ण भगवान की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की पतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। श्रीमद् भागवतम Canto 2, Chapter 2, Text 37. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki पिबन्दिये भगवद आत्मनस्सदां कदामृतं श्रवणपुटेषु संवृतं पुनन्दिते विषयविदूषिदाशयं व्रजन्ति तच्चरणसरोरुहान्दिकम्। पिबन्दिये भगवद आत्मनस्सदां कदामृतं श्रवणपुटेषु संवृतं पुनन्दिते विषयविदूषिदाशयं व्रजन्ति तच्चरणसरोरुहान्दिकम्। पिबन्दिये भगवद आत्मनस्सदां कदामृतं श्रवणपुटेषु संवृतं पुनन्दिते विषयविदूषिदाशयं व्रजन्ति तच्चरणसरोरुहान्दिकम्। Translation: Those who drink through oral reception, fully filled with the nectarian message of Lord Krishna, the beloved of the devotees, purify the polluted aim of life known as material enjoyment, and thus go back to Godhead, to the lotus feet of Him, the personality of Godhead. Purport: the sufferings of human society are due to a polluted aim of life, namely lording it over the material resources. The more human society engages in the exploitation of undeveloped material resources for sense gratification, the more it will be entrapped by the illusory material energy of the Lord, and thus the distress of the world will be intensified instead of diminished. The human necessities of life are fully supplied by the Lord in the shape of food grains, milk, fruit, wood, stone, sugar, silk, jewels, cotton, salt, water, vegetables, etc., in sufficient quantity to feed and care for the human race of the world as well as the living beings on each and every planet within the universe. The supply source is complete, and only a little energy by the human being is required to get his necessities into the proper channel. There is no need of machines and tools or huge steel plants for artificially creating comforts of life. Life is never made comfortable by artificial needs, but by plain living and high thinking. The highest perfectional thinking for human society is suggested here by Sukadeva Goswami, namely sufficiently hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. For men in this age of Kali, when they have lost the perfect vision of life, this Srimad Bhagavatam is the torchlight by which to see the real path. Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhupada has commented on the Kathamritam mentioned in this verse and has indicated Srimad Bhagavatam to be the nectarian message of the personality of Godhead. By sufficient hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam, the polluted aim of life, namely lording it over matter, will subside, and the people in general in all parts of the world will be able to live a peaceful life of knowledge and bliss. For a pure devotee of the Lord, any topics in relation with his name, fame, quality, entourage, etc. are all pleasing, and because such topics have been approved by great devotees like Narada, Hanuman, Nanda Maharaja and other inhabitants of Vrindavana, certainly such messages are transcendental and pleasing to the heart and soul. And by the constant hearing of the messages of the Bhagavad Gita and later of Srimad Bhagavatam, one is assured herein by Srila Sukadeva Goswami that he will reach the personality of Godhead and render him transcendental loving service in the spiritual planet of the name Goloka Vrindavana, which resembles a huge lotus flower. Thus, by the process of Bhakti Yoga directly accepted, as suggested in this verse, by sufficient hearing of the transcendental message of the Lord, the material contamination is directly eliminated without one's attempting to contemplate the impersonal Virat conception of the Lord. And by practicing Bhakti Yoga, if the performer is not purified from the material contamination, he must be a pseudo-devotee. For such an impostor, there is no remedy for being freed from material entanglement. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the second canto, second chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Lord in the Heart. Om Tat Sat. Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Chalakaya Chakshurun Milidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Jayapataga Swaminiti Namini Namo Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayini Gaura Gada Damadaya Nagara Gramadarine Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desudarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, in this sloka, Srila Sukadeva Goswami is giving a wonderful suggestion for our purification. Here it's mentioned Katamritam. Katamritam means, Amritam means nectar. Kata means Krishna's Leelas, pastimes. And Krishna's pastimes, actually, they don't belong to this material world. That is why it is mentioned here Katamritam. Krishna is doing pastimes through his Yogamaya potency, divine potency. That is why it is called Katamritam. See, whatever we do, activities, as per the dictation of Mahamaya, it cannot be called as Katamritam. So the word itself is proving that Krishna's pastimes are performed through Yogamaya potency. Prabhupada is saying very nicely, yoga means union. So it's very nicely it's explaining. Mahamaya means it will separate us from Krishna. That is the meaning of Mahamaya. Anything that separates us from Krishna, it's called Mahamaya. So Maya will always distract us from Krishna. That's why Prabhupada has mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita book, this world, it is called as a distracting world. Distracting world. Why? Because Mahamaya is expert in giving material commitments. Unlimited material commitments she will give. Up to the end of life, she will do that. She has got that capacity. That is why it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita also, Binna Prakriti Rashtada. See, each and every word is very beautiful. If we study in an analytical way, we can relish both Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Binna means separated. So, Mahamaya, she will separate us from Krishna. Even though we are part of Krishna. Mame Vamsa means we are part and parcel of Krishna. We have relationship with Krishna. But Mahamaya, by giving material commitments, how we are separated? It is interesting. When we perform our material activities now, our absorption is fixed on the matter, not on Krishna. In this way, we are separated. Actually, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, one of the important acharya in our Sampradaya, is saying, physically we are not separated from Krishna. Physically, we are not separated from Krishna at all. We are all with Krishna only. How? When Mother Yashoda, when she asked Krishna, oh, you have eaten that, open your mouth. So little Krishna, he showed his mouth. And Mother Yashoda saw everything. Whole material universe, everything she saw inside the mouth of Krishna. That means we are all inside the mouth of Krishna only. As per Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. We are not separated. Then why Mahamaya? When we explain Mahamaya, it is mentioned by Srila Prabhupada that we are separated from Krishna. How? We are separated in our remembrance. In a subtle way we are separated. Physically, this is the meaning of Achintya Veda. Achintya Veda. Physically we are with Krishna. We are inside Krishna only. But consciousness-wise, we are separated. Because our absorption is on the matter, not on Krishna. In this way only, Mahamaya is distracting us. We can nicely understand this. When we do material activities, when we deal with the minute details of the material activities, our focus, our thoughts are fixed on that only. The more, when we remember Krishna, we are in connection with Krishna. So Prabhupada is saying Yoga means union. So Yoga Maya means she will always connect us with Krishna. That's the meaning of Yoga Maya. Completely opposite. So when the word Katamritam is mentioned here, that means Krishna's pastimes are happening through Yoga Maya, not Mahamaya. Because Mahamaya will always separate us from Krishna only. Two Mayas. And as per Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma is saying that Mahamaya is the shadow energy of Yogamaya. Shadow energy of Hladini Shakti. She is shadow only. Shadow means illusion. She is not the real energy of the Lord. Shadow energy only. That is why in the spiritual world, everything is real. The material world, all our perception are illusion only. That's mentioned in the first sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yatra Trisargo Amrusha. This material manifestation created by the three modes of material nature appear factual, although it is unreal. Like that Prabhupada has translated the first sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam. Appear factual, although it is unreal. So what is unreal? Our perception is unreal. We are thinking that matter can give pleasure to me. Like that we are thinking, that perception, that is unreal. So in this way she is making this twist internally. So the Katamridam, Krishna is saying, Sambhavami Atmamaya. It's very nice. Atmamaya means his own potency. That is real potency. True Maya. Atmamaya. True Maya. That is real potency. That is Yoga Maya. So Sambhavami, he is appearing. Krishna is appearing in this material world, performing varieties of leelas, takes many avatars through his Yogamaya potency only. He will never touch Mahamaya. Because Mahamaya is a shadow energy only. Krishna is real. Krishna is called absolute truth. Absolute truth. In fact, Krishna only is real. Krishna only is real. Matta paradaram nanyat kinjidasti dhananjaya. Krishna is saying there is no truth superior to me. Krishna is only real. Every other things we are seeing, that is actually illusion only, created by Mahamaya. So that is why Srila Sukadeva Goswami is recommending all of us, because we are spirit soul, we are part and parcel of Krishna. Prabhupada is writing very nicely in the 15.7 translation, saying that living entities in this conditioned world. See, translation, if we study carefully, we will learn many things. Living entities in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Why Krishna is saying conditioned world? Conditioned by the three modes. Gunai Karmani Sarvashaha. Sarvashaha means all the activities in this material world. Everything is carried out by the three modes of material nature only, as per the dictations of three modes, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. That is why this world is called conditioned world, as per 15.7 Bhagavad Gita. This is not our natural place. It's a conditioned world. We will say, conditioning, programming. So constantly these three modes, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas, is dictating us. Then living entities, jivas, spirit souls, in this conditioned world are my eternal fragmental parts. Jiva Buddha, Sanatana. Permanently we are part and parcel of Krishna. But due to conditioned life, they are struggling. See, this is the translation Prabhupada has given. Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the six senses, which include the mind. Actually, Jiva cannot suffer. Spirit soul cannot suffer. Spirit soul is a spiritual entity. Asangogi ayam purusha. Asanga means I am Purushaga Jiva. The spirit soul, there is no connection with the material world. For the spirit soul, there is no connection with the material world. That is actually, as per Vedic literature, Asangohi. There is no connection. Then why are we suffering here in this material world? That is the meaning of conditioning. We are under the control of the three modes of material nature. So due to conditioned life, that means illusion. Out of illusion or under illusion, we are suffering. Under illusion only we are suffering. In reality, Jiva is not suffering. That's why it is illusion. Prabhupada has mentioned this illusory world. This world is called illusory world. Illusory happiness. Everywhere Prabhupada is writing like that. So under illusion only we are suffering. So the more we connect ourselves with the ayukta kamakarena, very nice, Bhagavad Gita is saying, ayukta kamakarena phale sakto nipadyate. Phale asakta. Asakti. Ayukta kamakarena means if we don't connect ourselves with Krishna. Ayukta. Yukta means connecting with Krishna. Ayukta means not connecting with Krishna. Or under the grip of Mahamaya. If we are under the grip of Mahamaya, it is called Ayukta. Then Kamakarena. When we don't connect ourselves with Krishna, then Kamakarena, we will be impelled by Kama. We will be influenced by Kama. Then Phale Asakta Nipadyate. Nipadyate means bound. Bound by the fruits of the material activities. The material activities, no. The fruitive results are there. So as soon as we don't connect ourselves with Krishna, immediately we will have affinity towards the matter. That is called illusion. So Jiva cannot enjoy matter. It is not possible. But because by misusing my free will, I am not connecting myself with Krishna. So immediately I am thinking that I belong to this world. Upanishads also it is mentioned. Upanishads are saying, I am spirit soul and I don't belong to this material world. This is what Upanishads are teaching. But when we come under the influence of Mahamaya, we are thinking that I belong to this material world. I am a product of matter. Like that we are thinking. So through that perception only, we are undergoing sufferings and happiness. Material happiness and sufferings we are undergoing. Under illusion only. So everything is happening through false ego. All these things are happening through false ego only. So His Grace Bhurijana Prabhu, one of the direct disciples of Srila Prabhupada, he is explaining false ego. False ego is the junction between matter and spirit. It's a junction between matter and spirit. The spirit is Atma, right? Matter is completely different. And false ego, it is a bridge. It is connecting. Through false ego only we are connecting with the matter. We are connecting ourselves with the matter. If false ego is not there, then there is no enjoyment in the material world. So Prabhupada is writing here, the living sufferings of human society are due to a polluted aim of life, namely lording it over the material resources. This is the polluted aim. Or misuse of our free will. We misused our free will. Prabhupada is explaining very nicely. Suppose iron is there. Suppose magnet. Very big magnet. And if we throw the magnet in the field, suppose, let us assume for 15 years, that magnet is lying down in the open field, exposed to sun, scorching heat, rain, and wind, and the cold. Suppose if it is exposed to all these things for 15 years, what will happen? The magnet will lose its magnet potency. Correct or not? It will be rusted. And it will not act as a magnet because of the constant exposure to sun, wind, all these things. So it will not act as a magnet. So what we have to do? The ironsmith, he will scratch by using some material. He will scratch constantly, rubbing, and remove all the rust. When all the rusts are removed, then again it will act as a magnet. In the same way, crores of janmas, we are in touch with matter. We are loitering left and right inside the material enjoyment. So it is rusted. His Holiness Satyanandana Swami Maharaj also is saying the false ego, it is a dense layer of material consciousness. Very thick layer. So it is covering our original consciousness. So we have to remove all the rusted items. That is the meaning of polluted aim of life. That has to be removed. So what is the practice? The practice is by hearing. When we hear about Kathamritam, because Krishna's pastimes, it is not belonging to this material world. Krishna is performing all the pastimes through his Yogamaya, divine potency. Sambhavami Atmaya. So that is why Krishna's pastimes are real. Every other things are unreal. As per Bhagavatam 11th canto, Asadi Abhiniveshudaha. Very nice. Parasvabhava karmani yaprasamshadi nindadi sa ashu brashyade swartat asadi abhiniveshudaha. Very beautiful sloka. Swa-artha means our own real self-interest. Our real self-interest is Krishna. Because we belong to Krishna. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So our real self-interest is Krishna. That is meaning of swartha, swa-artha. Sa ashu brashyade swartat. Asadi abhiniveshudaha. Asat means unreal. Abhiniveshudaha means because of the indulgence in the unreal things. Because of indulgence in unreal things, we will fall down from our own real self-interest, that is developing our affection towards Krishna. That is our real self-interest. Developing affection for Krishna, love for Krishna. That is our real self-interest. So we will fall down from that status because of our indulgence in unreal things. Unreal things means material enjoyment. It's unreal only. Because matter cannot give pleasure to Atma. It is unreal. So, Bhagavatam is saying, we will fall down. Say Ashu, immediately we will fall down from our real self-interest. So what we have to do, we have to connect ourselves with the reality. The reality is Krishna. Krishna is real, absolutely real. See, two types of truths are there: absolute truth and relative truths. Absolute truth will never change, irrespective of situations. It holds good in all situations. He is called absolute truth. Krishna. Krishna is absolute truth. He will never change. Whatever we are dealing now in this material world, everything is relative truth only. Prabhupada is saying, he is giving definition for relative truth. Relative truth means it will be constantly changing. And one truth is depending on the other truth. That is meaning of relative truth. Correct or not? Yes. GST Act and the Income Tax Act, both are connected. Both are connected. If there is an amendment in the Income Tax Act, immediately there will be an amendment in GST Act also. So because it is relative truth. So we are always dealing with relative truths only. Constantly changing. Situations will change, procedures will change, regulations will change, because it is related with matter. Because it is influenced by the modes. Modes are not constant. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. It is not constantly. All the time one will not be under the influence of Rajas alone. No. It will be changing constantly, like a giant wheel. We will be now under the influence of Sattva because we are hearing about Krishna. As soon as we go out of the temple, some material commitments will capture us, then we immediately will come under the influence of Rajas. So constantly it is changing. Because of the constant change of the modes, relative truths also will change constantly. But absolute truth, it is not like that. Absolute truth, no, Krishna. Krishna is called absolute truth. Sammam Bonam, Prabhupada will say. And he will never change. He is beyond this material world. He is not subjected to the rules and regulations of the material world. So he is only real. Krishna is only real. And Atma is real. Atma is real and Krishna is real. And the connection between Atma and Krishna, the loving exchange, that is real. These three things are real. Every other things are illusion only. Illusion only. That means we are, majority of the time, we are dealing with illusion only. That is why constant problems. So why we are trapped like this? The Prabhupada is saying here, because of our lording tendency. Lording tendency. Lording it over the material resources. I want to be the lord of the material world. That tendency. But Krishna is saying, Sarvaloka Mageshwaram, Bhaktaram Yajyatapasam, Sarvaloka Mageshwaram, Suvradam Sarvabhudanam, Nyatva Ma Santim Brichyadi. Many times we discussed this point. Nyatva. Nyatva means, Nyatva is a deep word. It is not simply knowing, theory-wise, that Krishna is a supreme enjoyer, Krishna is a supreme controller. It's not simply knowing. Nyatva means accepting these truths to the heart all the time. That is the meaning of Nyatva. Whoever accepts that Krishna is a supreme enjoyer, in fact, he is the only enjoyer. He is the only enjoyer. All are meant for his pleasure only. And he is the supreme controller. And he is the best friend. Suhridam is the best friend for all the jivas. Whoever accepts these facts to the heart, then they are freed from the pangs of the material miseries. Material miseries, no. Maya has got two roles. Mahamaya has got two roles. One is Avaranatmika, another is Prakshepatmika. Avaranatmika means, careful bro. Avaranatmika means she will cover our identification by applying tamas. Maya, no? She will apply tamas on us, on our consciousness. Then reflected consciousness is produced. That is called false ego. So by applying tamas, she will cover our original identification. This is the effect of tamas. Tamas tu ajnanajam viddhi mohanam sarvadehinam. Mohanam. Mohanam means bewilderment. Or illusion in our identification. Or illusory identification, we can say. We will embrace the illusory identification because of the influence of tamas. This is called Avaranatmika. Avaranatmika Shakti. She has got that potency. By simply applying tamas on everybody, we will forget our original identification. Correct or not? Nobody is remembering that I am spirit soul, I am servant of Krishna. We are only learning theory wise. We are not acting as per that. This is the effect of tamas. And next is Prakshepatmika Shakti. Prakshepatmika Shakti means she will throw us in the material whirlpool. We will be completely in the midst of material circumstances. She will put us like that. How she is doing? By applying rajas. By applying rajas on us. Rajoguna. Then we will be very busy in the material activities. Correct or not? So in this way, actually, our whole life will be spent in the material activities. We will not have time to connect ourselves with the reality, Yukta, Krishna. So that is why Srila Sukadeva Goswami is giving a suggestion. When we hear about Krishna, why Krishna is doing all these pastimes? Eko Devo Nitya Leela Nurakto. One Bhagavan, Krishna. He is performing eternally pastimes, Leelas, with his loving devotees in Goloka Vrindavana. Why he has to come down to this material world? No need at all, no? Because all those, the Vaikuntha Vasis, the residents of Vaikuntha, they are all lovers of Krishna. They will celebrate each and every moment of Krishna. So why Krishna has to come down? This is his mercy. My child, my children, they are all suffering. Prakrudistani karshadi. My children, they are my fragmental parts. Somehow they rejected me. And now they are under the grip of Mahamaya and they are suffering. I want to release them from the sufferings. This is his costless mercy. Even though in the spiritual world in Vaikuntha, Krishna is the hero and everybody is glorifying Krishna, celebrating Krishna all the time. But Krishna is leaving all those residents of Vaikuntha and he is coming down just to reclaim the fallen souls. Prabhupada is saying like that. Fallen souls. Fallen souls. What is the meaning of fallen? Fallen from our original constitutional position. Or we can say, when we forget our original relationship with Krishna, we are called fallen. Right? This is the meaning of fallen. Falling down. We have forgotten our original relationship with the Lord. Because of our own choice, we only rejected Krishna. And I want to enjoy matter. Independent of Krishna, I want to enjoy matter. This is the wrong decision we had taken by misusing our free will. That is why we are called Kshara. Kshara, as per Bhagavad Gita, we are called Kshara. Kshara means fallen living entities. conditioned souls. And another type of living entity is there. They are called Akshara. They will never forget Krishna. They will never forget Krishna. All the time they will be glorifying Krishna, glorifying Krishna's beauty, Krishna's wonderful pastimes. By glorifying Krishna, they will relish transcendental pleasures. This is our state actually. When we glorify Krishna, by constantly glorifying the Lord, we will also derive transcendental pleasure. In this way only we can derive natural pleasure. But by exploiting the material resources, we are thinking that I am deriving pleasure. But we are not deriving pleasure. The end result is suffering only. Pariname vishamiva tatsugam rajasam smrudam. Krishna is saying Bhagavad Gita. Rajasam smrudam. Rajoguna happiness. Rajoguna happiness, in the beginning it looks like nectar, but ends in miseries. This is the nature of Rajoguna happiness. When we try to exploit material resources for our sense enjoyment, that is the Mahamaya will tempt all of us. Come, you can enjoy. You can enjoy me nicely. And we will all go behind Mahamaya, and she will allow us for some time sense enjoyment. After some time she will beat us. This is her duplicitous role. Because she is the shadow energy. She is not the real energy of the Lord. She is the shadow energy. So she will beat us by giving sufferings. Tapatraya. Tapatraya means 3 types of suffering she will give. She has got that capacity, empowered by the Lord. So she will do this. That is why Prabhupada is writing here, sufferings of human society are due to a polluted aim of life. Vishaya vidusidasayam. This is the problem now. Vishaya vidusidasayam, the enjoyment tendency towards matter. It is very deep rooted. Because from crores of janmas we are carrying this attitude. So it has to be erased. It is like the magnet is rusted. So it has to be removed. All the dirty things have to be removed. In the same way, our polluted consciousness, false ego, it has to be dissolved. How it will be dissolved? The process is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga. Hearing about Krishna. Very nice. See, when we don't hear about Krishna, we will hear about matter. We cannot be without hearing. Correct or not? We cannot be without hearing. We have to hear something. If we hear about matter or worldly affairs, the more enjoyment tendency will increase within us. When we hear about Krishna, Srila Sukadeva Goswami, he is the authority. He is the authority for bhakti. He is saying, Punandite. Punandite means Punandi. Punandamam devajanaha. Punandamanasadiyaha. We will chant this sloka before Abhishek. Abhishek to the Lord. Punantu. Punantu means purification. Purifying our enjoyment tendency. Enjoyment tendency, we cannot see with our eyes. It is very subtle. Very, very subtle. It is deep rooted. It cannot be measured with the weighing scale. Very deep rooted, subtle, subtlest. In fact, enjoyment tendency, it is stored in the false ego only. It is not stored in the mind level. It is stored in the false ego. It is called Vasana. In the Upanishads it is mentioned Vritti. And in the Upanishads it is mentioned Samskaras. Some other place it is mentioned Swabhava. All are same only. So, this is enjoyment tendency. The more and more when we deal with material pleasures, a replica of that image, it is stored in the false ego. It is accumulated from crores of janmas. It has to be erased. Only then we can go back to Krishna. Next line is mentioned, Vrajanti Tacharana Saroruhandikam. Saroruhandikam means lotus. Krishna's feet is compared to lotus. Charana. Charana means feet. Krishna's feet. Saroruhandikam means lotus feet. So Krishna's feet is compared to lotus feet. Very delicate feet. Alina Sundaram, Natade Padam. Gopis are singing, Krishna's feet, no, it is more delicate than the lotus. Very delicate, very soft. So Saroruhandikam. The Vrajanti, who can reach the lotus feet of Krishna? Not everybody. Before that, they have to be purified from all the enjoyment tendency. And only one can enter into Vaikuntha, Goloka Vrindavana. Simply one cannot go back to Krishna. Prabhupada is saying, if we have a desire to eat one gulab jamun, one gulab jamun, that's 2 rupees. If we have a desire to eat one gulab jamun and we will die, means we will take another janma. Krishna will watch. Okay, you have a desire to eat gulab jamun, to take one more janma. In this way, because of our own desire only, we are continuing more and more janmas in this material world. So the enjoyment tendency, it should be zero. Punanti. The word is mentioned punanti. Punanti means complete purification. Complete purification of all enjoyment tendency. That means Anya Abhalashida Sunyam. Anya Abhalashida Sunyam. Other than Krishna, there should not be any material desire. Only those people can enter into Vaikuntha. Right? His Holiness Satyanandana Swami Maharaj is saying, very few souls only will break out of this material world. Majority of us will be re-insaturated with this material world, like that he is saying. Very few souls only will get out. Because of our own enjoyment tendency. We are tying ourselves. It is like when we are tied with a banyan tree. We have tied ourselves nicely with a banyan tree. And when we walk, more and more when we walk, we will be staying there only. We will not go anywhere. Because we have nicely tied ourselves with the banyan tree. In the same way, we are tied by the false ego. The enjoyment tendency. So we will be staying here only. So we have to give up the enjoyment tendency. That is why Bhakti Yoga is that process. Purifying our enjoyment. So we have this purpose. We have this goal. Practicing spiritual life, no, we have a goal. What is the goal? End result should be, our enjoyment tendency should be zero. That is our goal. It's not simply some time passing. Spiritual life is not some time passing. Intelligent people will work for this. Sumedashaka. Only intelligent people will think about this. No, I don't want again and again janma in this material world. I want to go back to Krishna. Because this material world is full of sufferings. Maya is tempting, again and again tempting for material enjoyment, and the end result she is giving sufferings. So intelligent people will think about the end result. No, I don't want. Let me go back to Krishna. So what is the process? Sukadeva Goswami, he is authority for bhakti. He is the son of Veda Vyasa. He is giving prescription. He is a doctor. Sukadeva Goswami is a doctor. We are all patients. He is giving prescription. We have a disease. What is the disease? Enjoyment tendency is a disease. Right? It's a subtle disease. We cannot see with our eyes. So he has prescribed a wonderful medicine. Yenechi aushadhi maya nasi baro lagi. Harinama maha mantra loud to me magi. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is singing very nicely. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought a beautiful medicine, and this medicine will destroy a particular disease. What is the disease? Aushadhi maya nasi baro. Maya nasi baro means relief from the clutches of Mahamaya. They are all entangled under the clutches of Mahamaya. That is the disease. So Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought a medicine. Aushadhi. Harinama Mahamantra, chanting Krishna's names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting Krishna's names. Why Srila Prabhupada has given instruction to all of us, no? While chanting Hare Krishna, we have to hear the sound vibration. Why is he saying? Because the sound vibration is spiritual. Spiritual sound vibration. When we chant Hare Krishna, that sound vibration is spiritual. And when we hear the sound vibration, it will go inside and it will purify our enjoyment tendency. But Maya, our mind is so tricky. While chanting Hare Krishna also, we will not hear the sound vibration. Mind will be going here and there. That is a trick of mind. You have to again and again. That is the meaning of sadhana. See, only when we hear about Krishna, then only purification is happening. If we don't hear about Krishna, we will hear about political affairs, we will hear about some love affairs of this material world. And the result is our enjoyment tendency will increase. So this is a solution given by Srila Sukadeva Goswami. This is the only solution. We have to hear about Krishna. That is why Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, he had come down and he is performing unlimited leelas, so that we will all hear about Krishna. We will spend our time. The more we hear about Krishna, the more purification is happening. Srinivasa, Swakata Krishna, Punya Sravana Kirtana, Hridyandastohi Abatrani, Vidunodi Sugrusadam. Beautiful. Swakata Krishna. Swakata Krishna means Krishna's own pastimes. Because Krishna is performing through his Yogamaya potency. So all his own pastimes. Swakata Krishna. Srinivasa, when we hear, we have to spend time every day hearing about Krishna. This is our choice. If we want, we can do that. If we don't want, we will hear about matter. Then more and more we will take janmas in this material world. That is the result. So if we want to be freed from the material world, means we have to hear about Krishna. That is why Srila Prabhupada has prescribed every day we should chant Hare Krishna mantra and hear the sound vibration. Punya Shravana Kirtana. Shravana Kirtana, when we hear about Krishna, what is happening? Punya. It is most glorious. And Hridyandastohi Abatrani. Abhadra means, Bhadra means auspicious. Abhadra means inauspicious things are the material desires, no, it is inauspicious for the jiva. For the jiva, for the spirit soul, desiring to enjoy matter, no, it is inauspicious for the spirit soul. That is why it is mentioned Abhadra. So Hridyandastohi Abatrani means when we hear about Krishna more and more, so proportionately our enjoyment tendency is purified. That is why Sugrut Sadam. Krishna is the best well-wisher for all the jivas. Why? He is only purifying our enjoyment tendency. Nobody else can purify our enjoyment tendency. Even ourselves cannot purify. Because we don't know where is our enjoyment tendency sitting inside. We don't know. The anarthas, no, anarthas are subtler than thoughts. Actually. Thoughts are little grass level actually. But anarthas are subtler than thoughts. So we don't know where is anarthas are sitting and what anartha I am having, we don't know. So even ourselves cannot purify our own enjoyment tendency. It is not possible. Only Krishna can purify. So that is why Krishna's pastimes are non-different from Krishna. Krishna's names are non-different from Krishna. That is the meaning of non-dual substance. See, very nice. Vadanti tat tattvavidus tattvam yajnanam advayam. It's mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam, advayam. Dvayam means two. Advayam means non-dual substance. Krishna is non-different from his name. from his pastimes, from his divine qualities. Krishna is not different. But we are different from our own body. Duality starts from that. I was discussing with some other devotee. Duality, the first duality starts from this only. From here only all other dualities are coming. Atma is different from our own body. This is dual. So when we are sitting here, that means I am not simultaneously present in Gandhipuram. This is the meaning of duality. But Krishna, that is the meaning of non-dual substance. He can be in Golok Vrindavana and simultaneously he can be in the holy name and in his pastimes, in his divine qualities, in Srimad Bhagavatam. He can be simultaneously present. That is the meaning of Advayam, non-dual substance. It is spiritual, completely spiritual. So when we hear about Krishna, Yukta is happening. Yukta. When we hear about matter, Ayukta is happening. Ayukta means no connection with Krishna. So whether we want to connect ourselves with Krishna or not, that is our free will. That's our free will. Every jiva has got free will. How we are spending our 24 hours time? Actually, Alvars are saying, Kulasekara Alvar is saying that Jikhve Sri Krishna mantra Japa Japa Sadadam Janma Sapalya mantra. He is saying all the time we should chant Krishna's names by using our tongue. Janma Sapalya. Then our life will be successful. Janma Sapalya. Kulasekara Alvar is prescribing. Because when we chant Krishna's names all the time we are connecting with Krishna. We are connecting ourselves with the reality. Otherwise we are connecting ourselves with unreal things. So it is our choice. Whether we want to connect ourselves with Yogamaya or Mahamaya. That is the meaning of Tatastha. Very nice. The word Tatastha itself is we can learn many things. The word from the Tatastha. Sta means situated. Tata means the bank of the river. The bank of the river, water also will come and mud also will be there. Both will be there. The same way, Atma is called Tatastha. He is situated in between Yogamaya and Mahamaya. And by our choice, we can select Yogamaya or Mahamaya. Most of the time, we are misusing our free will only and we are selecting Mahamaya only. Prabhupada has written this in the 3rd canto. Almost all the conditioned souls who are rotting in this material world. Rotting, he has used this word. Who are rotting in this material world. We are suffering, struggling, rotting. This is not required for the jiva. This material world and this material body, it is not required for the jiva. Rotting in this material world. Are misusing their minute independence. Prabhupada is writing like this. Most of the time we are misusing our minute independence and we are selecting Mahamaya only. When we are using our free will properly means all the time we will remember Krishna. First we discussed how Mahamaya is separating ourselves from Krishna by changing our thoughts, by changing our absorption in the matter. In this way only she is distracting us from Krishna. So Yogamaya means we have to remember Krishna again and again. Are we remembering Krishna every day, 24 hours? It's a question mark. We are remembering about matter only. It is a puzzle. So that is why Sukadeva Goswami is saying we have to hear about Krishna. When we hear Krishna, when we hear about Krishna, Smarana will increase. Remembrance will increase. The more we hear about Krishna, the more Smarana will increase. This is the principle. When we hear about matter, material Smarana will increase. Correct or not? In 2020, we heard about Corona. Everywhere we read in the WhatsApp and the And in the internet, we heard about the minute details of Corona. The end result is Corona Smarana. Corona Smarana, it's increasing. And everywhere, everybody was afraid to go out of the house. This is the result. Same principle is working here also. When we hear about Krishna, Krishna Smarana will increase. Then to that extent we will be under Yogamaya. This is the principle. If we don't do Krishna Smarana, no, we cannot be under Yogamaya. We will remember matter only. So, that is why Shravana and Kirtana, no, it will help us to increase our Smarana. That is why we are asked to chant Hare Krishna Mantra, we are asked to read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, hear about Krishna, all these things, no, we have to fill up our time. Then proportionately our Smarana will increase. Then when Smarana is increasing now, to that extent I am saved from the absorption in the matter. Asadi abhiniveshadaka. We can say to that extent I am saved from the unreal things. So Krishna is only real. Hridayartham yat pradiyeda na pradiyeda chatmani tad vidyat atmano mayam yada bhasho yada tamaka. Very beautiful sloka. In Chatusloki Bhagavatam, I like this sloka very much. That's the second sloka of Chatusloki Bhagavatam. Krishna is speaking to Lord Brahma. He is saying, whatever appears to be of value, if it is without relation to me, very strong teaching. If it is without relation to me, has no reality. No reality. See, we are giving equal importance to the matter, no? The Krishna is supermost importance we should give to Krishna only. But the equal importance we are giving to the matter. So Krishna is saying to Brahma, whatever appears to be of value, if it is without relation to me, yes, correct or not? When we are dealing with money, we are not giving importance to Krishna. We are separately giving importance to money. So Krishna is saying, it has no reality. Know it as my illusory energy. Because of my illusory energy only, they are giving importance to the matter. Equal importance to the matter they are giving. This is the beautiful teaching Krishna is giving to Brahma. So that is why Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, Krishna Mata, Krishna Pita, Krishna Dana Pran. Krishna is Dana. Krishna is wealth. Krishna is the treasure for the jivas. For the jivas, Krishna is the treasure. This is the reality. So most of the time we are dealing with unreal things only. Unknowingly we are doing. So this Chatusloki Bhagavatam, second sloka, no, the same second canto is coming. He is saying, Yada Vasho Yada Tamaga. It is like in the reflection, no? In the reflection. The light is actually reflected in the darkness. In the same way, the Maya, no, my Maya. Hridayattam yat pradiyeda na pradiyeda chatmani tadvidyat atmano Maya. Know it, tadvidyat atmano Maya. My illusory energy. It is illusion only. It is exactly like light is reflected in the darkness. So that is why Mahamaya, no, it is only illusion. Illusion only. But we are not treating the world as illusory. We are treating the world as real, no? That is why actually Upanishads are saying, that is because of Maya we are thinking that this material world is actually this perception, matter can give pleasure to me, we are thinking, no, that is unreal. Very difficult to come out of it. Very, very difficult. So solution is, as per Srila Sukadeva Goswami, the more time we have to spend with the reality. Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's names, meditating on Krishna's divine qualities, the more we spend time towards reality, proportionately we are freed from the illusion. This is the way. By our endeavor, by our intelligence and all, we cannot come out of the solution. It is not possible. Because Krishna is saying, Aham ajnanajam tamaha nasayami atma bhavastu jnana dibena bhasmata. I will destroy this darkness born of ignorance. He is saying darkness born of ignorance. Illusion. It is produced from tamas only. This false ego, no, it is produced from tamas. That is why Krishna is saying darkness born of ignorance. Now I will only destroy. Krishna only can destroy false ego. Nobody else can destroy this. It is not possible. So for whom Krishna will destroy false ego? Whoever is doing loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Tesham sadata yuktanam bhajadam priti purvakam. Again, that loving devotional service, it should be Nityadas, it is mentioned, all the time. Eternal servant. We have to perform devotional service to the Lord all the time. Then only we will be freed from the influence of the lower modes, Rajas and Tamas. So Krishna, he is watching whether he is engaging in the service of Mahamaya or Yogamaya, he is watching. So we have to be careful in our choice. Accordingly, Krishna will release us from the influence of false ego. No, false ego is deadly. One cannot come out of this false ego by his intelligence, because intelligence also, it is under the influence of false ego. Right? Our intelligence also, it is under the influence of false ego only. False ego, no, from head to toe, it is influencing. Our mind, our intelligence, our senses, our body, everything is influenced by false ego. So how to escape? So this is a prescription given by Srila Sukadeva Goswami and many acharyas, Navavida Bhakti. And recently I read in one of the beautiful scripture called Bhagavatamrita, that it is mentioned of Navavida Bhakti, Smarana is the best service. Sri Pipalayana Rishi is saying, Smarana is the best service of all the 9 types of devotional service, because mind has to be fixed on Krishna. Through mind only false ego is operating. So whatever we do, our mind has to be fixed on Krishna. That should be the end result. We have to see that. Then, and only there is a scope that we can come out of this vicious cycle of birth and death, and we can go back to our original house. Going back to Goloka Vrindavana, it is not a joke. It is not a joke. All these things actually we have to cross. We have to be freed from all types of material desires. That is the meaning of Anya Abhilashita Sunyam. Other than Krishna, any other desire, no, if we have, that should be zero. It should become zero. Then only we can go back to Krishna. Okay? So by constantly chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and by constantly hearing about Krishna, all these things now when we do, then actually I was saying in some other class, when our enjoyment tendency is slackened, no, to that extent actually it is the asset of the jiva. It is the asset of the jiva. See, externally we are measuring. My asset means how much bank balance I am having. But that is not the asset. That is not the asset. Actually, we have to give it up after death. At the time of death, we have to give it up. The real asset is to what extent my enjoyment, and suppose my enjoyment tendency is slackened from 80% to 60%. That means to that extent my asset is increased. Spiritual asset is increased. So this we have to notice. To what extent I am free from the material desires. Okay? Jai Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Patita Pavan Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande.
Hare Krishna. ஏதோ கொஸ்டின் ஏதோ கேள்வி இருந்தா கேட்கலாம். ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. ஏதோ கொஸ்டின் ஏதோ கேள்வி இருக்கீங்களா? எனி கொஸ்டின்ஸ்?
Technically, we are saying Mahamaya and Yogamaya, technically. But in the normal colloquial language, we will say Maya. So Maya means we are referring Mahamaya only. Mahamaya is the material energy of the Lord, shadow energy of the Lord. Yogamaya is the spiritual energy of the Lord. Our goal is we have to shift ourselves from Mahamaya to Yogamaya. That is our natural position. So we are leading artificial position only we are leading now. So that is why sadhana means we cannot, actually as per the scripture, we have to spend all the time for glorifying Krishna only. But it is not possible because we have material desires in our heart. So that will drag us towards material activities. That is correct. That is why acharyas are prescribing sadhana. Sadhana means every day we have to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra at least 108 times. 108 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra, please chant. Acharyas are prescribing. So 10 minutes every day and 15 minutes read Bhagavad Gita. At least half an hour. And 10 minutes worship. Do some arati to the Lord. The balance time you can spend for material activities. So in this way we should start spiritual life. And gradually our goal should be 100% we should spend for Krishna only. But it will happen slowly only. Because we have material interest in our heart. So proportionately when we chant Hare Krishna and when we hear the sound vibration, proportionately the enjoyment tendency internally, it is erased. So to that extent, on my own, I will reduce my material activities. On my own. That is why acharyas are saying we have to include Krishna in our life. First Krishna has to enter in our material life. Gradually he will occupy. He will occupy our whole life. That should be our goal. So we have to balance our time. See, material activities it will drag us. Some people are working 13 hours, 14 hours, still they will not be satisfied. Maya will give more and more demands, material demands. That is the nature of Maya. So that is why we have to allocate some time every day, 45 minutes, half an hour for Krishna, for my purification. The balance time you can spend for your business, taking care of the material needs, taking care of the family. This is the meaning of by the sadhana. Sadhana means regulated spiritual life. So whenever interest towards the Lord, if it is 100% then there is no necessity for regulation. Automatically we will spend time for Krishna. Many exalted devotees are there. They were simply chanting Krishna's names all the time. Haridas Thakur was chanting 22 hours. 22 hours he was chanting Hare Krishna every day. And who was maintaining him? Krishna only maintained him. Right? So that is our goal. But immediately we will not reach that goal. It is like a baby step. Child will not immediately run. Child has to sit for some time and slowly baby steps she will take, right? In the same way only we are all children only in spiritual life. In spiritual life we are all children only. We are not advanced. Maybe in the material life we are very advanced. But in the spiritual life we are child only. So we have to start some baby steps. That baby step only is chanting 108 times Hare Krishna Mantra and reading 10 minutes Bhagavad Gita and 10 minutes Arati to the Lord. This is the baby step. Okay? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. It's great, Srinivasa Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Today, Sunday feast sponsored by Thiru Dhanasekaran Prabhu. So, அவருடைய ஆன்மீக நலனுக்காக எல்லாரும் ஒரு தடவை ஹரே கிருஷ்ண மகாமந்திரம் ஜெயிப்போமாக. ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா 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 ஹரே 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 ராமா ஹரே ராமா ராம ராம ஹரே ஹரே. ஹரே கிருஷ்ணா. தேங்க்யூ.